Hi guys, I'm Qualisha and this is,
I'm James.
and we're coming on here to do the interracial boyfriend girlfriend tag, interracial couple tag. Okay, I have questions scribbled right here on this book, and we're going to answer them, and it's 10 questions. Okay. Okay, let's start. First question is, what is your race? You have to look up there.
I'm white.
You're white.
Okay.
What's your
My nationality?
yeah.
I'm originally from the UK.
So he's English. I'm African American. Okay, so the second question is this your first interracial relationship? For me, it's yes. This is my first.
No, it's not. For me.
How many other relationships you been in? I mean, outside of, it don't have to be just black. Do you know?
No.
Real relationships.
I don't know.
Huh, okay. What has been the most challenging thing about being in a interracial relationship? The most challenging is um, I guess combining our difference. Like he eats certain things that I don't eat, and I eat certain things. Is it certain things I eat? Yes. Like I like a lot of seasoning in my food. A lot of seasoning in my food, and he doesn't. I think that what's been the most challenging for you? I think that's been the most challenging.
Um, I don't know. It's I don't really have an answer for that.
Okay. So we're gonna move on to the next question. The next question is number 4. Do you get dirty looks and do people stare? We used to a lot, and it used to be uncomfortable for me because this is my first interracial relationship. So it used to be uncomfortable for me because people used to stare at us, especially in the store. Do you think we get dirty looks and people stare at us?
I think we used to, like you said. But I guess the longer that we've been together, it really doesn't phase us anymore, right?
No, it doesn't faze me.
It's, I mean, it's just a thing that's kind of to be expected, I guess you could say.
By the way, we live in Greensboro, so
We're in the South, so there's certain people that are not as progressive, I guess you could say.
yeah.
What's
Okay.
next?
To next, do you
Um,
plan on getting married and having kids? So, we already have 2 kids. We have a boy and a girl. Our boy he's 5, and we have a little girl. She's 1. LJ and Carlin. And do we plan on getting married? I'll let you answer that. You can explain.
at some point, we both have differing views on marriage. Um, I think a lot of that may have, well, I know for a fact a lot of that has something to do with our history, exposure to marriages of family members and witnessing marriages and how things pan out. And marriage, at least in my opinion, marriage is very different today than it was, 15, 20, 30 years ago. So
And I believe it's all about how you make your marriage. It don't have to be how it is today. People getting married just to get married and then they breaking up and getting divorced. Right?
Right.
Okay.
What's next?
Number 6. It said, how do you think your children will be perceived?
Perceived, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I think sometimes biracial kids can have it hard sometimes, and people can be negative about it. One time I had 2 different incidents that happened when I had my son. One time after I just had my son, he was what, I think he was about 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, and I go into the store with his mom, and the lady, she thought I was his nanny. How she figured that, I don't know. But she figured that I was his nanny. That was the first incident. And the second, I just wanted to post a cute picture of my son after me and him made cake. We made chocolate cake, and I posted a picture of him eating the cake batter out of the bowl. And one person was asking whether I'm trying to paint my son black. People can be real stupid if that's how you want to put it sometimes. So
that's one way to put it.
yeah, and I didn't think they was gonna be perceived any different than others, but things happen, I guess. What about you?
Well, I know other people that I've come into contact with while I was growing up, biracial individuals, particularly two specific people from my past, often got a lot of negativity. And again, we are in the South, so questions would be posed to them whether they were trying to be, what are they? Are they black? Are they white? If depending on certain behaviors that were exhibited, it would be told that you're trying to be too white or you're trying to be too black, and depending on the social groups that each individual would kind of engage in, would also present comments, a lot of negativity. So it can happen.
Say hi. Yeah.
Go to bed, son.
Okay. Okay. We're on number 7. It says, how long have you been together?
That one, it depends who you ask.
If you ask me, we've been together 7 years, and I know the answer, because us women, we know. We've been together since 2010, which makes 7 years. So,
It was 2010.
okay. 2010 when?
The latter part of 2010.
What?
Right, towards the end of it.
That's not true. It's not. We got together at the beginning of 2010. Well, not so the beginning, but it was in March. He say October. It was in March.
It was 2010.
I have no reason to lie about it.
She's splitting hairs. So, on to the next one.
7 years. Number 8.
Is it different dating outside your race?
No, not for me. It's the same for me.
I think that question kind of ties into some of the other questions. What's been the most challenging? Do you get dirty looks and people stare and stuff like that? I don't feel there's any difference between me and her, but everybody else does. I remember in high school, so probably 12, 13 years ago, and particular guy that I was talking to tried to quote the Bible and tell me that God tells you to lay with your own kind, and
Really?
I didn't quite understand the point that he was trying to make. I just laughed it off and kind of chalked it up to his own ignorance, so to speak. Next, do you interact with other interracial couples?
Yes.
One of my... Okay, go ahead.
Oh, yes, we do. One of your friends.
Right, yeah, one of my friends, he himself was also, or has always been in interracial relationships. His personal preference is to date white women. He's an African American male.
But it's like when we do see, for me, when we do see interracial couples, it's like you can understand it a little bit. It's like I'm more likely to smile at a couple who interracial because it's I don't know, it's just
It's like, hey,
yeah,
there's one of us.
yeah, basically it's like that. Okay, our last question is, how was it meeting the family?
Do you want to explain how it was me meeting your family?
I guess
I
we can explain it
you
both
meeting
ways.
mine?
Well, when I met his mom, I don't know, it was kind of difficult for me because I'm a very shy person, and when I get around people I don't know, I don't talk as much. Half the time I don't talk at all. So it was it was very difficult for me to like meet his family. But once I got comfortable, it was all smooth sailing from there. I think I didn't want him to meet my family at first. I didn't really want him to meet my family first because it was different for me. I wasn't used to dating a white guy, and they wasn't used to me dating a white guy. So I was like, should I let him meet them or should I not? What would they say? What would they think? So it was just all over the place for me. How about you? Okay.
For me, I didn't really care, to be honest. There's a lot of things I don't care about. Having not really, well, I guess you'd say I did grow up in the States, but not originally being from here. I kind of have a more progressive look on things. My views, opinions are different to most that are held in the area in which we're in. But meeting her family, like I said, it wasn't a big deal. It was her family just like to have a good time, and I mean, hey, so do I.
What about me meeting your family?
Well, when she met my mom was open. There was really no observable opinions or thoughts that she held based on the cultural differences, and like I've said, she's not the first individual from another race or culture that I've been with.
Well, his mom also dates outside of her race. So I think it was easy for her. I think that's why it was easy for her.
Right. Yeah. But I think because we also went back to England and met my family back there, and everybody was so welcoming of her that it really wasn't an issue at all. She had 50-year-old men hitting on her while we were playing pool in the pub or the bar, whatever you want to call it. My cousins love her, and the race and the cultural differences it's something that is acknowledged, of course, because it's face value. Look at us. But for the people that really matter in our lives, they don't hold any difference of opinions based solely on that fact. Her mom loves me. Her godmom loves me. Her cousins, sisters, her dad.
Right.
Godfather. I'm not tooting my own horn by any means. Vice versa. My grandmother, she loved Carlicia. My grandfather, he loves her. He always asks about her whenever I talk to him. My cousins love her.
Yeah.
And
I communicate with everyone. So.
Once she came out of her shell.
Okay, guys. So that was all our questions. If you guys like us doing videos together and sitting down answering questions, then let us know. And if you have any questions, put them down below and I will answer them. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoy it. Bye.
Thanks.